is our mackerel from the store. Great way to say if the fish is fresh is to check out the gills. You lift the perculum and look at the bullet color. The red means that the fish is very fresh. And if the gills are turning gray, do not eat the fish. So the difference between a preserved and live fish is flexibility. This is how it moves. You could find all the fins, please, on it. Identify. Anus. Those are pelvic and pectoral fins. A perculum that you can lift and see the gills under. Very interesting is to observe how the mouth operates. So you can see it's pretty large. You can see the light through. Basically, the water goes through the mouth and through the gills and comes out here, and the nostrils are here. So what's also interesting, you could see the tongue sticking out and all the teeth are pointing backwards. If you put your finger here, most likely they get stuck. And if you look deeper and put your finger inside the mouth, you can touch that everything is inside is covered with teeth. The throat, the tongue, because this fish hunts for live fish, so it has to somehow stabilize the prey inside in order to swallow it. Something like this you could see. And when we open it, I'll show you more. Gills also have teeth. Look at this huge surface area. I took a left oxygen from the water. Same here. Okay. Let's now cut it open. I'll start from the anus and just. Anus is where the poops comes from. Actually, I prefer to use scissors so it don't damage the organs too much. I actually never dissected mackerel in my life. So I'm very excited. Ideally, you want to cut as far as you can, because a lot of interesting organs are located close to the head. There we go. So, this dark mass almost in the head is a heart. And what you could do here, you can actually remove it. I'll remove it later and I'll show you the chambers. This large striped structure that you see is a pyloric cecum. It's a blind pouch of intestines that just serves as a way to enlarge the digestive surface area for the fish. And what you see underneath it is a liver. It's very firm and has 3 lobes. See? And as I flip it around, you will be able to see the stomach. It's kind of covered with pyloric cecum appendages. I'm trying to get through, but it looks like one big mass structure, but as you could see, it ends up with the intestine, and intestine follows into the anus. So you can see the complete digestive system here. And underneath this, as I move it to the side, we could see probably ovaries. It looks like it's a female. Yeah, this is the stomach. Those are paired organs. Two of them run along the spine. And if you gently move them to the side, you will be able to see that underneath it will be the swim bladder. And a lot of times you don't actually see the swim bladder because, yeah, you can see it's a paired organ right here, very well visible. So the swim bladder collapses, and you can just see the membranes right here. The white membrane with the pores is a swim bladder. I'm pointing at it right now. You can try to explore it and take a knife or scissors and cut through this to see that it's pretty much empty inside. And if you get through it, you will be able to see the organs that located even more dorsally, which the dark structure you see full of blood is kidneys. Also double structure, and they're very long. They run along the spinal cord fish. And I'm going to get into the front part of the fish and try to remove the hearts and show you the hearts structures and the gills, hopefully. I removed the heart, and I think I don't have all the parts here, but this triangle structure is a ventricle, and you can touch how muscular and hard it is. And what's attached to the ventricle is conus arteriosus. It's right now feels like an empty sac. That's when the blood enters the heart. Could you please first? Oh, and I also removed the gill. So those are actually used to keep the small prey from swimming away from your fish mouth through the atrium, through the aperculum. Just keeps it inside the mouth. And this is the liver. The texture and even the shape of the liver is very similar to human organ or mammals in general. I'm going to give it a try and get into the brain. Could you press the button? So to get into the brain, we look where the eyes, right behind the eyes, we make first cut, and then 2 cuts on the side. Usually it's a guessing game if you got in the right spot or not. I have another sample that I'm going to show you where the brain is located. And once the skull is broken, you basically just try to lift it gently. Oh, here we go. Lucky me! So what you could see here is perfect brain. I'm going to send you a picture of it with labeled parts. The central part here is a cerebellum that's responsible for motion, and two lobes right next to it is the optic lobes, and then in the front I got a little connective tissues here, but in the front two large lobes olfactory lobes, and they go right towards the nostrils. It's a very large part of the brain. So here we go. Perfect shape. And then the spinal cord will run down to the tail. You can open and see it too. And this is just a cross section of the tail. You could see two types of muscles fish has. Those are the dark muscles among the sideline, and they're very thin. Those are for slow cruising, and the big and massive white muscles are those that mackerel actually using less regularly. It's for sprinting and catching the prey. But so we got salmon head here. Lucky me. And the reason I got it is because I wanted to show you the jaws. It's very interesting how they attach outside of the body. You see? And it's made purposely the way so the fish can actually open the mouth really wide. We can't do that because our jawbone is inside, not outside, and it's attached to the lower part. And as you can see, the top part is not attached to the lower part. That's why they're able to stretch and really catch a big fish with it. And another thing which is very interesting is the teeth. They all point backwards, and it's a good example to show you that it has teeth even on the tongue. I don't know if you can actually necessarily see it, but you can definitely feel it. Besides teeth, what's interesting is you could see a cross section of the skull of the fish here, and first of all I wanted to point out that it's partially made with bone but partially made with cartilage, which is very interesting. And this area, as you may guess, is where brain is normally would be located. Brain is made from the fatty material covered with membranes, so once you poke it, it usually just leaks out and you can't really see structures very well. But size-wise, again, it's cerebellum here, optical lobes, and last time I wasn't able to show you the olfactory lobes very well, but here they are. You could see they extend forward right into the nostrils, and this is where human frontal lobes came from olfactory lobes of fish.